Today is October 6th, and it starts National Mental Illness Week for the U.S. I kind of struggle with the idea of mental illness because I personally, if I could change it, I would call it Mental Health Day or Mental Health Week, because for me, it's not about labeling someone with a certain, okay, this is the issue that you're dealing with. We have so many options when it comes to dealing with mental health, and labels. Okay, whatever. So I looked up the definition for mental health, and obviously if you Google it, there's like a bunch of different stuff. But a website listed the possible different mental health issues you could deal with. And considering I'm super passionate about a lot of things right now, this is one of them. So they listed, here we go, anger, anxiety, bipolar, body dysmorphic disorder, borderline personality disorder, depression, dissociative disorders, hearing voices, hoarding, hypomania. I don't know some of these, but I'm still gonna list them. Loneliness, OCD, panic attacks, paranoia, personality disorder, phobias, postnatal depression, PTSD, psychosis, schizophrenia, seasonal affective disorder, self-esteem, self-harm, sleep problems, stress, suicidal feelings. Okay. I don't want to assume that anyone is dealing with any one thing. But what I do know, and this is why I had a hard time with the whole mental illness week, because it's not an illness. This is like any other health issues that you come across. This is a mental health issue. This is an emotional health issue. This is like a spiritual health issue. Like, we need to work on a plane where we can talk about things and stop being so judgmental about it. Okay, soapbox off. But for me, I look at this week and this opportunity and I go, okay, how can we address these issues to where they not only take care of ourselves, which is obviously a very important factor, but what also is so important and what I am working so hard to show my kids, talk to people about, anyone who reaches out to me, I am literally on this, but relational health. Okay, so we're gonna backtrack and we're gonna, mental health awareness week. Yes, let's talk about all that. But what I want to make sure everyone understands is your mental health is so vital to your relational health. And not only your relational health, but what you're setting as an example for the kids, the nieces, the nephews, the people who look up to you, and you don't even realize it. I mean, you got to understand, if you're a coach, if you're a teacher, if you're a aunt, an uncle, you have influences beyond your control. So if you're not taking into consideration what that looks like, I'm super passionate about making sure that you do, because you don't know what kind of example you're setting for the next generation. So for me, I look at my kids and I go, oh yeah, no, mama is not dating because mama is in no position to date. And I look at people and I mean, I have this a lot and it sucks, and most of the time I shut it down, but this week I kind of decided to just let it go and see how it played out and just kind of like reassess, my information and what I know about the situation. I had someone reach out to me, and I can pretty much tell a conversation as it starts. It usually is like complimentary, and then, hey, you want to move to a different like messaging system. Sign number one that this is going in a direction that you don't want it to go. And I said, yeah, I'm on Snapchat. Go ahead and snap me. And normally I just don't even bother, but I don't know. I was like, okay, we'll let it go. And we'll call him Matt. Matt messaged me on Snap, and it immediately went straight to, hey, I'm married, but I'd love to hook up. And I was like, whoa. First of all, you have not seen any of my videos because I have already creeped your page. I know who you're married to, and I am not at all afraid to contact your wife. But something held me back. And I said, okay, first of all, that's not going to work on me. You're married, and what's going on? Because, you know, I've been down this path. I've seen it more times than I care to admit. And unfortunately, I've been on the wrong side of this particular line. And if I can save one woman the immense heartache that I've experienced, I will. And if I can save one marriage this drama, and your kids this drama, I will. So he proceeded to tell me a bunch of his story, and I get it. I've heard it. I've heard it so many times. I can't even begin to explain how many times I have heard the same story, regardless of my past and the church and faith and God and all of those things, versus people who don't want God anywhere in their life. The same thing happens. It's men and women completely separated, living separate lives, completely heartbroken with each other. And I looked at Matt and I said, listen, you have an opportunity here. One, you're hitting up the wrong girl. But since you've invited me into this situation, let me share a couple of things. One, don't trade your problems for a completely different set of problems. You're depressed and you think that, he's depressed, he's anxiety, he is dealing with a fallout from his wife's indiscretion. He is dealing with the sorrow and the pain of what his life looks like right now. And I go, do you really want to change those problems for a completely different set of problems that is only going to trap you? And that's what's going to happen. When you invite a whole new set of circumstances into your relationship, you invite a whole new set of problems into your relationship. Deal with the depression, deal with the anxiety, deal with the hurt, deal with the pain, deal with the anger, deal with all of those things, and stop inviting more problems into your relationship. And I looked at Matt, and I'm sorry, I'm super passionate about it, but I looked at Matt and I said, Matt, all you're doing, and I don't know what's going to happen with you and your wife. I don't know how that's going to work out. But what I can tell you is that everything that you're setting as an okay standard for your daughters is only going to give them the leverage to take that just a little bit further. And for me, I am stupid passionate about making sure that relationships and what they look like in the future, how we raise our kids, and love and unconditional love and commitment, and what that looks like, mental health, talking through depression, anxiety, fears, insecurities. I mean, I cannot enter a relationship right now because I can tell you I am insecure. Like, there's nobody's business. I have stupid fears. So I don't want to pretend that I'm okay just so I can have someone in my life. This is mental health awareness. Be aware of what is affecting your life, your kids, the bar that you are setting. Set it high. Make it better. Make it better. Because they deserve better. Your grandkids deserve better. I may end up alone for the next, I don't know, I'll be 40 this year. Let's say I live to be 100. I may be alone for the next 60 years. I'm okay with that as long as I have changed the trajectory. I'm really bad at some of these words. Trajectory of my kids and my grandkids. That I've made them so aware of their mental health, their depression, their anger, their anxiety, their stress, their OCD, all of the things that they have had to deal with because I fault as a parent. I do. But I try. And I want them to have a much better life than I did. So, again, super passionate. Here I go. This is the week where you may or may not want to hear from me, but I can't help it. This is one of those areas for me. Okay, everyone, happy Monday. Please think, are you angry? Are you depressed? Do you have anxiety? Do you have sleep issues? Do you have eating issues? All of these are indicative to mental health issues. And it doesn't mean you're bipolar. It doesn't mean any of those things. It doesn't mean schizophrenia. It doesn't mean you're going to end up anywhere but just working on making yourself better. Make yourself better. Okay. Love you. Good night.